Welcome everybody, it's day 78 and we are still in Deuteronomy. So this is a little longer book, kind of like Leviticus, and again Leviticus gives us a law. Deuteronomy is Moses telling everybody what they have to do with their rituals and stuff, and then reiterating to the new Israelites what's going on. But there's something that's getting a little more drastic as we progress. So let's kind of get at the main stuff. I have my list here. There's a few things that we need to add to our list. And the first thing is a tithe. If you notice in your reading in chapter 26, verse 12, every third year you must offer a special tithe of your crops. In this year of the special tithe, you must give your tithes to the Levites, foreigners, or orphans and widows, so that they will have enough to eat in your towns. So there's another example of a tithe, and this is a special tithe. So it's not so much that we tithe our first fruits, but also to give special tithes from here and there. If there's a special project of the church, then tithe something for it. Be grateful that you can do those things because some people cannot. And God's saying, do this. Okay, enough of that. Then the number 7, here's another 7, and the blessings and curses as you get through 27. It's about blessings and curses. I'm going to read each of those. I'm going to read the one that I'm talking about that has the number 7 in it. Chapter 28, verse 7 says, the Lord will send rain at the proper time. I'm sorry. That's the next one. Verse 7, 28:7. The Lord will conquer your enemies when they attack you. They will attack you from one direction, but they will scatter from you in 7 directions. Okay, in 7. So, that's a blessing. If you are being cursed, then this is what's going to happen. Verse 25. The Lord will cause you to be defeated by your enemies. You will attack your enemies from one direction, but you will scatter from them in 7. Okay, great. And we're getting more into saying things that are about to happen, and they're getting more intense about what is going to happen. Exile. Chapter 28, verse 36. The Lord will exile you and your king to a nation unknown to you and your ancestors. There in exile, you will worship gods of wood and stone. Okay, so here's an example of exile where they don't know who this country is that's coming to take them. And then the prophecy of the army coming to take them away in chapter 28, starting in 49, and it's a long one. I'll just read a few verses here. The Lord will bring a distant nation against you from one end of the earth, and it will swoop down on you like a vulture. It is a nation whose language you do not understand, a fierce and heartless nation that shows no respect for the old and no pity for the young. Its armies will devour your livestock and crops, and you will be destroyed. They will leave you no grain, no wine, no olive oil, calves or lambs, and you will starve to death. And it gets into really some serious descriptions about what's going to happen. You're going to eat your children. You're going to eat each other. And that is actually what happens as we go in through Israel's right before they get taken. Part of them have been taken, some of them are holding out, and there's no food, and they start into cannibalism. So some pretty crazy things, and it didn't start that way at the beginning. So as we progress through here, the curses start to be more distinct and more severe. Another thing to add, Book of Instruction. Here's a book that I didn't have listed. This is in Deuteronomy 28, verse 61. The Lord will afflict you with every sickness and plague there is, even those not mentioned in this book of instruction, until you are destroyed. So in the book of instruction, there will be plagues that haven't been mentioned yet that are going to happen to the Israelites. So even those not mentioned in the book. So they're going to be inflicted with sickness and plague, even those that are not in the book of instruction. So in the book of instruction, there was, plagues if you didn't do what you should be doing. And then there's some that aren't, some plagues that aren't in the book of instruction. So there is a book of instruction. Scattered to the ends of the earth. The last thing, 28 verse 64. For the Lord will scatter you among all the nations from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship foreign gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods made of wood and stone. So scattered the Israelites through the ends of the earth. And that's what's happened. He tries to bring them back into the land, and they, kind of refuse. Some of them come, some of them don't. Makes them mad. And then May 15th, 1948, they're allowed to have their land back. And then, so, we had 30,000 Jews in the 1800s that were in, the Israelites in Israel, and now there's over 13 million, something like that. So it took a whole lot of time until recently for the Israelites to finally get it. That is day 78. Have a great day.